This is my Multiliteracies text set. The group I'm focusing on for my text set is teenage Palestinian boys, specifically around 11th or 12th grade aged, which is my kind of preferred age level as an educator. The Israel-Palestine conflict is one that's very important to me, so I wanted to kind of focus on that. One of the things that happens when a group of people faces genocide is their culture being erased, and that's definitely something that needs to be avoided, especially now in a modern era. But I remember when I was in 11th or 12th grade, I didn't really care about upholding my own culture or traditions. So I worry about even Palestinian refugee boys are kind of they might have that same kind of apathy about their culture that is actively being destroyed. Maybe they don't really care about it anymore. So that my tech set is kind of focused on ensuring that those cultural practices and traditions are upheld. My first and my anchor text is Palestine by Joe Sacco. It is a graphic memoir about Joe Sacco's experience in the Gaza Strip and West Bank in the early 90s. It has a lot of firsthand interviews and with a lot of different people about their experience living under the Israeli oppression of the country. It has stories from all different age groups and types of people in Palestine. So it's a really good way to kind of show the history of the region as a whole, especially for teenage boys. There are interviews with teenage boys and other all kinds of age groups in the book. It also has a lot of history. It kind of explains the conflict and what started it. The next text I chose was the show Mo on Netflix. It is a comedy drama series that ran for 2 seasons, and it's loosely based on the creator Mohammed Amer's life as a Palestinian refugee in Houston, Texas. Um, it's a really good, really funny kind of display of Palestinian culture, especially modern Palestinian culture or Palestinian culture living in the United States. And it's funny and inappropriate, and I think teenage boys would love it. But it is inappropriate, so there is kind of something I'll have to work around with being able to actually use this as a text that I'll go into. I'll get into that in a little bit. The next text I chose was Bisan from Gaza. She's a Palestinian journalist who has been kind of documenting the entire Israel-Palestine conflict since the October 7th attacks. In this video specifically, she's showing the olive harvest, which is an important part of Palestinian culture is their olive trees. It is one of the few things that kind of roots them to their country that hasn't been taken away from them. It shows a lot of different people in this video, especially some Palestinian teenage boys. So it's definitely, it kind of continues to uphold the important aspects of Palestinian culture. Um, then my last piece is a art piece titled "Revolution Was Just the Beginning" by Silman Mansour. It is a kind of history. It depicts a history of Palestine and the oppression of Palestinian people by Israel. It goes from right to left, starting with, as you can see, the olive trees and the beautiful cities. And as time goes on, there's imprisonment, there is rioting, and in the last picture, it has the two young people holding up the flag of the country. I thought this is a really beautiful piece, and it definitely depicts younger Palestinian people, teenage boys especially. So it kind of fits in with the rest of the text set in that way by showing another perspective of teenage boys as kind of leaders and revolutionaries in the country. So, in terms of actually using these texts, I'll start with my anchor text, Joe Sacco. how I would use it in the classroom. It shows a lot of different perspectives and different kind of opinions of this one single event. I didn't talk about it, but there it does also kind of go into the perspective of some of the Israeli people that Joe Sacco talked to. So I just kind of wanted to, this would challenge students to view different perspectives, and they would kind of maybe not argue exactly the Israel Palestine debate, but it might make it easier for them to kind of create an argument on their own by considering different perspectives, how this book does. And to, just overall, that can kind of give them a good idea of how complex the issue actually is deep down. For Mo, I said earlier, it is very, very inappropriate. It is rated TVMA. But at the same time, it is a very, very good representation of Palestinian culture. It uh, and there are a lot of scenes where Mo speaks like full Arabic with his family. There's like scenes where he's making hummus. It's a very important show to that kind of shows off this culture. So what I would do rather than have students just watch full episodes, I would curate various clips, find the least offensive or raunchy ones, and then I would kind of have them watch these clips and see what they notice about culture, what the Palestinian culture, what they can pick up on it based on the clips that they see. That way they can see this. It like it is still a very good show. It's very funny, and it'll still keep them engaged with the comedy. But it'll also have an impact on them to kind of see the different cultural practices. Uh, Bisan from Gaza, she again is a very talented journalist. I think it's very important for students to see any kind of journalism practice like this, especially on the ground video journalism. I would kind of maybe encourage them to do their own kinds of videos like this, where they go out, they film a family practice or cultural tradition and kind of talk about that and like make a video like Basan's and kind of be their own video journalist like that. Excuse me. And Revolution was just the beginning. This is just a beautiful art piece. I would have students kind of do their own research on the history of Israel and Palestine, kind of whether that be in Joe Sacco's book or if it's their own independent research. And I would want them to kind of write specific parallels they see within the history and the actual painting itself. So overall, I would this whole text set is based on educating about Palestinian culture and ensuring that it stays strong even in the face of genocide, which is incredibly important. And all of these pieces are powerful in that regard. So that is my text set. Thank you.